Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson suffered a serious-looking right calf injury here on this play, and in this video, we're going to take a closer look at what exactly happened here and what to expect in terms of treatment. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Brian Sutterer, and the goal in this channel is to help teach you about the medical side of the sports world. Taking a look here at what happened with Deshaun Watson, focus first on just the position of his right ankle and the right lower extremity here. So as Watson goes back, he plants that right foot, and then what this is going to do is it's going to cause a dorsiflexed position of his ankle, meaning the foot is going to be pulled up towards his shin. Ankle coming up closer to the shin, that's going to be dorsiflexion. The opposite is going to be plantar flexion, where the foot is pointed downward. And what that's going to do in this position is, of course, it's going to put tension on the backside of his calf and that Achilles complex. Then that's an eccentric load that's being applied to that Achilles tendon. And then as Watson ultimately goes to push off, we unfortunately see that ripple, we see that snap, that pop that kind of goes up the backside of his leg. You can even see it down lower, kind of right there at the origin kind of insertion there of the Achilles tendon, and the subsequent rippling that goes up through his leg. And again, even a more significant dorsiflexed position there for Watson. So this combination of that dorsiflexed position that's going to cause an eccentric load on the calf complex, the Achilles tendon, as he then goes to push off, is of course going to be concerning for an Achilles tendon rupture. We'll talk next about the anatomy, some other injuries that could occur here, why exactly that position causes an Achilles injury to occur. But first, back to the old studio layout for a quick word from today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by one of the longest supporters of my channel, And Collar. And Collar shirts are hands down the best dress shirts out there. In fact, it's all I wear. Every video I've made for the past 2 or 3 years, every single shirt you've seen me wearing is from And Collar. The shirts are made of a really unique material that's actually from recycled plastic bottles. And perhaps my favorite part, I have never had to iron one of these shirts. They're extremely wrinkle resistant. Pop them in the dryer, they come out looking fantastic, and you're looking good and comfortable for your day. It's this really nice, lightweight, almost feels like athletic wear. It's got a nice little bit of stretch to it, and they're also extremely stain repellent. Right now, if you click the link below and use my code Brian15, And Collar is going to hook you up with 15% off your purchase. With shirts starting at just $42, they make the perfect gift this holiday season. And it's not just shirts. And Collar has your whole dress wear wardrobe covered. I love their blazers. I wear their dress pants whenever I'm covering sports events because they look sharp, but are also, again, extremely lightweight and comfortable. They even have dress shoes, and these things are also just as comfortable as the rest of their lineup. And Collar has you covered from your 9 to 5 and 5 to 9. So again, code Brian15, click the link down below. Hands down, the best, most comfortable dress shirt you will ever wear. Now, as we go to our Bad Digital Anatomy tool here, just a quick message and kind of point about the filming setup. Yeah, this is different. Of course, you can probably tell this is not my typical room, green screen kind of picture behind me here, but I like this approach because now I can be in front of my anatomy models, I can be in front of the replay, and it doesn't feel as claustrophobic as when I'm behind it and I'm trying to, point at stuff, explain stuff. I like how I can come over here now and I can rotate this model around. You can see through behind it. Visually, it looks nicer to me. We can still draw on things and I can almost like have my hand in front like I'm trying to point and push on stuff. So let me know what you guys think. Similar, right? When we're trying to look at a play, now instead of me being like behind it and all crowded, I can be in front. I can point at stuff here. I got to figure out some of the cropping and everything, but I think I like it so far. Let me know what you guys think. So back to our anatomy model here. What I've shown is all the different muscles of a right lower leg. Of course, the Achilles tendon is going to be the continuation of that calf complex of muscles. The first one we're going to have is going to be the gastrocnemius. There's going to be the medial head of the gastroc, the lateral head of the gastroc. That's going to come down and form this myotendinous junction at the origin of that Achilles tendon. And then behind it, you're also going to have the soleus muscle, which comes in from underneath to contribute to the Achilles tendon down lower here. And then also the plantaris muscle, which is a really thin muscle that's often forgotten about in these types of situations. So, of course, when we go back and we look at that play, that Achilles tendon is inserting all the way down here on the calcaneus, on the heel bone. When we look at this from the side, when you're in that dorsiflexed position, the foot's going to be pulled up in this direction, and that's going to put that tension on the backside of the Achilles. Now, depending on where that weak link is in that chain between the muscle, the myotendinous junction, or the tendon is going to influence where you ultimately have the injury occur. In the case of the Achilles tendon, typically the injury occurs at this mid portion, about 4 to 6 centimeters from the insertion onto the calcaneus, as opposed to being higher up in this muscle tendon junction. couple interesting points about the anatomy of the Achilles tendon. The fibers actually rotate as you go down into the insertion. It's not just a straight tendon. There's some rotational components to it, which are influenced in part with what's going on foot pronation, how that can contribute potentially to Achilles tendon injury. So it's not just a straight tendon, there's this rotation. But whenever we see that eccentric load, you're firing the calf muscle in a stretched position. So as Watson's ankle comes up, that stretches the Achilles. The calf is trying to contract to then push off and explode. That exceeds the limits of what the tendon can handle and leads to the rupture. So now if we keep in mind all that anatomy, we go back to the play here one more time. As Watson steps back with that right lower extremity, he initially goes into this dorsiflexed position. That's going to put maximal stress, tension on the Achilles. And then as he goes to try and push off and move his weight forward, that eccentric load, you can see where it looks like it snaps. You initially see that nice taut band of the Achilles in the outline of his sock. As he pushes off, we lose that nice taut band. All that energy recoils up into the calf, and then unfortunately Watson goes down. Now, of course, in an athlete like this, the treatment is going to be surgery. You know, in a non-athletic population, even an athletic population, you don't have to do surgery for an Achilles rupture. The outcomes can be fairly similar. In a high-level athlete like Watson, obviously expect we're going to have surgery here. He's going to be done for the year. I don't want to hear any of this like 3 to 5 month Aaron Rodgers stuff we found out about last year. He's going to be done for the season for all intents and purposes, but should not necessarily have an impact on the rest of his career. That's it for the video, everybody. Again, let me know what you think about this whole setup here. I've got a bunch of different backgrounds I can still change. Let me know if you like the layering. We'll still tweak it and make it look a little bit nicer here. But thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.